Starting in the 1840s, nearly 250,000 Americans packed up their entire lives and trekked westward across the country. Some hoped for riches and adventure, others a fresh start for their families. It was the greatest mass migration in the country's history, and it took place along the California Trail.
Today I'm at the California Trail Center in Elko, Nevada. It's a really great interpretive center that tells you all about the history of this area and the California Trail. But we're going to do more than just learn about it. We're going to experience it firsthand.
My friend Alex here is going to show me what life was like for those hardy travelers and what skills it took to survive along the trail.
You look great, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
This whole place is awesome.
Well, thank you. Welcome to my camp.
Is this the way it would have been?
Absolutely.
Inspired by the pioneer's leap of faith, Park Ranger Alex Rose strives to keep these memories alive.
Well, first, you got to look like a pioneer, and I have some pioneer clothes for you. Would you like to go try them on?
Of course. Where's the dressing room on the old trail?
Well, how about for today's purposes, you use a sage house out in our camp?
I feel like I've just traveled back in time.
All right, let's talk about the California Trail.
Sure.
Where did it start? Where did it go? Who took it and why?
The California Trail started at different points along the Missouri River. They all converged at Fort Kearny. Then you had the trail go through Nebraska, Wyoming, Utah, and then eventually came through Nevada.
The early pioneers caravanned in covered wagons, usually towed by oxen. It was a perilous and costly undertaking.
So these people came for a lot of reasons. Philosophical, maybe a new land.
Yes, most of these people, they were trying to have better lives for themselves and their families. And the story of the California Trail is also very much intertwined with the story of the gold rush. So gold was discovered in 1848 at Sutter's Mill in California. And after the word got out, the gold rush was on.
So how far did they travel in a day?
The immigrants would walk between 15 to 20 miles a day. The terrain was rough. If you're going up a mountain, you're doing good if you're making 6 or 7 miles a day. So it really varied. But the interesting thing is most of the immigrants walked. They didn't ride in the wagons. They walked, and it was actually more comfortable walking because of the jolts of the
You're
wagon.
talking thousands of miles. I can't imagine walking that far.
It's about 2,000 miles, yes, quite a journey.
It took pioneers 3 to 6 months to travel 2,000 miles. An elephant symbolizes the hardship of the trip because, like describing the animal to those who don't know, it's hard to put the trail into words.
They came through Nevada during the worst times of the year. It was bad timing because they were coming through in August. They got their start from the Missouri River in the spring, and they just wound up here when it's the driest, the hottest, the least amount of water. So that's what made the pioneer experience so difficult in Nevada.
Was there a lot of mortality along the way?
Yes, there were people that died along the way. About 94% of the immigrants made it to their destinations. So yes, people did die along the trail, but to me, the amazing thing is that most of these people made it.
To find out if I can cut it as a pioneer, I'm going to have to master a few new skills.
I'm guessing one of the first things they had to do was set up camp and then set up a fire.
Absolutely.
How'd they do it?
Let me show you.
Right on.
All right.
Long before the advent of matches or pocket lighters, pioneers had to create fire using primitive tools. Tinder made from dried juniper brush, flint, a piece of steel, and a small square of material called charcloth.
So I'm going to make a spark, land on the charcloth. Then I'm going to create a small fire. I'll take the charcloth, put it in my tinder, then I'll blow this into flame, and then we'll have a fire.
Alex starts by striking the steel against the flint to create a spark. And once that spark lands on the charcloth, he drops in the tinder.
Unbelievable.
Tiny fire.
That
Take
didn't
it,
take
Putting it in
anything.
juniper.
It was the tiniest little spot on that black cloth. You almost didn't see it. He blew on it, and all of a sudden it came alive like an oven, like a stove.
I'm just going to blow this into flame.
Alex definitely would have survived the trip, and now it's my turn to try.
What you're doing with this rock is you're carving off a tiny piece of steel that burst into flame. And so you want that sharp edge to hit the soft steel. Okay? There you go, you got it. Okay, carefully pick up the char cloth and put it in your tinder bundle. Wrap it around the tinder. Now get closer to the fire pit and blow it really hard, and as soon as you get a flame, drop it and put the sage on top.
This is definitely harder than it looks, but I finally got it.
All right.
Yeah.
We did it. We did it, Alex.
I'm starting to feel like a real pioneer, a hungry one.
I can show you how to make some Pioneer biscuits right now.
Yeah,
We're cooking biscuits in the same way the pioneers did.
Fire.
Try to make this authentic as possible.
Beautiful.
We start by portioning out 2 cups of flour and then the baking soda.
There are places in Wyoming where immigrants would come across springs that had soda in the water, had a high soda content. So they would just take the water that had the soda in it, and their biscuits would rise with that.
Next comes the baking powder, salt, milk, and butter, which are then mixed together. And lastly, Alex has me roll out and cut the biscuits.
Okay, so what do? We got these great looking biscuits.
Okay,
I'm excited.
we're gonna put them in the Dutch oven.
All we have to do now is put the biscuits in the oven, cover them, and wait.
While the biscuits are cooking, let's go throw some tomahawks.
Jebediah,
Let's go have some fun.
Alex makes this look easy. It takes me a few tries.
And he makes biscuits. Somebody stop me.
I've really worked up an appetite, and I'm hoping those biscuits are ready.
You can celebrate anything with a biscuit.
Let's see what's going on.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Gosh, they smell good. And butter on mine. Well, hey, what do you take away from the California Trail as a whole?
The Pioneer experience is something that everyone could learn from. People had to overcome all kinds of obstacles along the trail. And my goal is that when people come here, they can learn about the Pioneer experience and how to overcome obstacles in their lives. The Pioneer story is a story of inspiration.
See, that's the thing about celebrating outdoor Nevada. Sometimes you just have fun, but sometimes the past comes alive and it makes you better for it. Cheers.
Cheers. Well done.
Well done.